Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer bringing you some Kill Confirmed. It's a cool game, had a good time. This is one of the games that is from my live stream. So everybody in this game on both sides is a subscriber, and that means everybody's good. And I always feel a little happy when I get, you know, a better than average game, or one where I think I made a difference, and it's with guys that play as well as you guys do, right? Because subscribers are much better than normal players. But that isn't really the point of this video. Watch this, watch this. I spend like 2 whole clips trying to get this guy, and eventually just handle it that way. But what I wanted to talk about was my video from this morning. So, like, here's what happened. I was playing the game last night, and, you know, I don't know, I was hanging out with Onslaught doing a game or something, and this guy calls in the stealth bomber. I spot the stealth bomber out of the corner of my eye, like, just for a second on the HUD, and I can see it because I run colorblind assist, like, or I think it's called colorblind assist, but it's a mode that changes the tags over people's heads and stuff like that. And I've always run it since the beginning of the game because it's closer to the color scheme that was from previous Call of Duties, which I was real familiar with. Whereas the new color scheme in Modern Warfare 3 isn't something that like fits with me. So, you know, I've always run colorblind assist. I only found out later that other people couldn't see stealth bombers, and I made a quick tip on it when the game first came out, like 2 months ago. So that was all well and good. Well, last night it saved my butt. And, you know, I was thinking of you guys, and it was like, you know what? I bet there's a lot of people who didn't catch that first video. I bet there's a lot of people who, you know, would benefit from this, or maybe just a reminder, because there's this other thing, and I was talking about it with Wings of Redemption and Kyle from this weekend, my trip with them, and it's tell me again, right? So I used to watch videos from another, like, big commentator. I don't talk about other people, but I watched this video from another big commentator, and he would say, you know, I don't know what to talk about. He's a really good player, and it was like, you know, well, tell me again, right? The sort of things that make you so wonderful at this game, like, emphasize them for me. Don't just tell me one time in one video and let that be the only time you give that tip in your whole library. And Wings was saying that, and he was repeating something that I had said earlier. And I was like, yes, you know, it's actually really helpful. You know, if, you know, I say control the engagement a lot, right? You know, I give people this tip that you want to set up all these gunfights so that, like I'm doing right now, set up all these gunfights so that they happen on your terms, so that you have the advantage going into it. And that's not the sort of thing I want to hear, like, just once and then call it a lifetime. Like, that's not enough for me. So, that's kind of where that came from. And when I saw the stealth bomber thing, and it like, you know, I was like, oh, this saved my butt. You know, I bet this would help my subscribers. Well, that was what was actually going through my head. And then I saw the like ratio in the video was dreadful. I was like, wow, what happened here? And the ratings on the rating like ratio is the same thing. But then the comments on it were often pretty ugly too. And it was like, man. And then I find out a lot of you are assuming that, like, I don't know, it was just some sort of low effort, nothing video, etc. And I don't know, like, from my standpoint, it was like, wow, you know, it doesn't seem cool that at least the vocal part of you guys, right? There's probably a silent majority who just watched the video and said, yeah, it's cool, you know, thanks for the tip, and move on. And there's, you know, certainly a couple vocal guys who said that same thing, like, hey, I missed your original video, this is nice to me. But there was a huge amount of people, the minority, but it felt big because the criticism always rings so much stronger than the praise, that had to say, you know, oh, I got it in that window. That had to say, you know, like, Woody, you've already shown this tip, you're a money whore, you're a horrible person, etc., etc. And they act like I raped their cat. And, you know, like, from my standpoint, I'm trying to get in the window again. From my standpoint, it's like, wow, you know, like, what actually happened, the actual genesis of that video was me, you know, thinking that, like, this would benefit you guys. It was me thinking that you guys would watch this and be like, yes, you know what? Thanks for the reminder, Woody. That's a quality tip, because I've been getting stealth bombed out the wazoo lately. But you guys took it. Not you, probably not all of you guys, right? Most of you guys watched the video and just liked it. You know, it still has more likes than dislikes. But there's at least some of you who were, I don't know, like, looking for flaws, looking for problems, trying to make things, you know, as bad as they can possibly be. And I don't get that. I don't see why, like, why are you built that way? What are you doing? So I thought I'd put up this video and kind of explain where the other video came from, why the other video came into being. And it was just that. It was just that, like, when I get when I watch videos on tips on how to play better, my expectation is not that every one of them is something I've never heard of before. My expectation is that some of them are reminders on things I've heard before but haven't paid enough attention to. And this weekend, Wings and I were both talking about that. I'm on like a death streak. Wings and I were both talking about that, and it was like, yeah, that would be really helpful. That would be outstanding if if people did that more often. So yeah, so like if you're a commentator and you're one of those like 4 or 5 KD players, go ahead, tell me again, show me your magic. I'm very interested. But apparently when I do that, when I say like, hey, here's something about the game, a little inconsistency you might not know that will help you, that just saved my butt and killed almost my entire team, you guys, some of you turned it into the worst possible thing, and that's sad. But anyway, I thought I would explain where it came from. It wasn't some like evil desire to cash in on used tips. It was like, you know what? I like to hear things twice. Maybe my subs do too. All right, now for 2 videos you may have missed. The top one is Mail Monday. It got pretty well received this weekend. There's one guy who thinks he has a small penis. Another guy asked for advice on how to break up with his girl. Another one asked for advice on how to deal with being dumped. So, yeah, good Mail Monday. The bottom one is FPS Russia's Calico 9mm. I shoot the thing. I did it this weekend. It was a really good time. And what's interesting about it is the magazine is much like the PP90s magazine. And I didn't really know how that thing worked, but I go and I explain it and I load it, and I even have trouble with it, and I show you how that thing goes. And I'll make the surprise video, the link to the video that I talked about in this one, the stealth bomber tip that everybody didn't seem to like. So if you like bad videos, you can click on the surprise and see it for yourself. So subscribe in the top right, links in the description, and have a nice day.